Evan Rowe stood at the edge of the Crimson Dunes, staring at the structure that now belonged to him. The house rose from the desert like a geometric fossil, its crystalline walls catching the twin suns of Kareth 7 and splitting their light into 1,000 dancing colors. He had traveled 3-star systems to claim his inheritance, and honestly, he'd expected nothing more than a dusty shack and maybe some old furniture. Grandmother Saleth had always been an enigma, a Velothian explorer who had somehow ended up married to his human grandfather decades ago. She'd spent her final years on this desolate rock, sending cryptic messages that Evan had rarely understood. When the inheritance notice arrived, he'd almost ignored it. But curiosity, that most human of traits, had won out. The front door recognized his biosignature immediately. Saleth had programmed it before her death, anticipating his arrival. As Evan stepped across the threshold, the temperature dropped 20 degrees, and the air filled with the scent of ozone and something floral he couldn't identify. What he saw stopped him cold. The interior defied physics. Where the outside suggested a modest 2-story dwelling, the inside stretched impossibly vast. A central atrium soared upward, easily 50 meters high, with walkways and platforms suspended by invisible forces. Gardens floated in midair, their roots dangling in crystalline spheres of water. Bioluminescent vines crawled along walls that seemed to breathe, pulsing with soft light. "Welcome, Evan Rowe," a voice echoed through the space. Not mechanical, but not quite organic either. "Your grandmother prepared this place for you." What are you?" Evan asked, spinning to locate the source. "I am the house. Saleth's final gift to you and her greatest creation." Evan's breath caught. His grandmother had been a bioengineer, yes, but this was beyond anything he'd imagined. The house was alive, sentient, grown rather than built. "She wanted you to understand," the house continued, and suddenly the walls shimmered. Images appeared, memories projected in 3 dimensions. Evan watched his grandmother in her youth, exploring dead worlds and cataloging extinct species. He saw her meet his grandfather on Earth, saw their unlikely love bloom. Then came the sadness: his grandfather's death, Saleth's retreat to Kareth 7, her isolation. But she hadn't been idle. The images shifted, showing Saleth working tirelessly, splicing genes from 1,000 species, weaving biological code that would have taken human scientists centuries to comprehend. She was building something revolutionary, something that would bridge the gap between species, between worlds. "Why me?" Evan whispered. I barely knew her." "Because you are human," the house replied, "and that matters more than you know." The floor beneath Evan's feet became transparent, revealing layers upon layers descending into the planet's crust. Vast chambers stretched below, each containing wonders. Libraries of living books that wrote themselves with accumulated knowledge. Gardens that grew crops from extinct worlds. Workshops where technology and biology merged seamlessly. "The galaxy sees humans as newcomers," the house explained. "Young, reckless, barely worth noticing." But Saleth saw something else. She saw adaptability. She saw the way your species dreams, reaching always for what lies beyond. She saw the fire that drives humans to explore, to connect, to build bridges where others see only chasms. Evan descended a spiral staircase that materialized beneath his feet. Each level revealed new secrets. A chamber where crystals grew in patterns that stored more data than entire planetary networks. A room filled with seeds from 10,000 worlds. A biological ark waiting for someone to give it purpose. A workshop containing tools that responded to thought alone. In the deepest chamber, Evan found Saleth's final message. A holographic projection of his grandmother materialized, her lavender skin lined with age, her 4 eyes bright with affection. "Hello, my dear Evan," she said, her voice warm despite being a recording. "If you're seeing this, then you've begun to understand. This house, this living sanctuary, is not just my legacy. It is a test and a gift for humanity." She gestured, and the chamber's walls displayed images of human colonies, struggling on hostile worlds, adapting against impossible odds. "Your species is still learning its place among the stars," Saleth continued. "Many elder races dismiss you, call you dangerous or primitive. But I have watched humans achieve the impossible through sheer stubborn will. This house contains knowledge from 1,000 civilizations, biological technologies that could transform worlds. I leave it to you, Evan, because I trust your species to use it wisely." The hologram smiled. "The house will teach you. It will grow with you. And when you're ready, You will share what you've learned, not to make humanity dominant, but to help them be better neighbors in this vast galaxy. Show them that humans, for all their youth and chaos, possess something precious. The ability to see potential where others see only endings. The recording faded, but Evan felt Salith's presence lingering. He looked around the chamber with new eyes, understanding dawning. This wasn't just an inheritance. It was a responsibility, a bridge between his grandmother's ancient wisdom and humanity's fierce hope. "House," Evan said quietly, "teach me. Teach me everything." "As you wish," the house responded, and Evan could swear he heard pride in its voice. "Your grandmother believed in you. Now let us prove her faith was justified." Above them, in the floating gardens, new flowers began to bloom, their petals arranged in patterns that would have taken human scientists decades to decipher. But Evan would learn. He would understand. And eventually he would share these gifts with his people, because that's what humans did. They reached. They learned. They built bridges across impossible distances. And sometimes, just sometimes, the galaxy reached back. The desert winds howled outside, but within the living house a new chapter was beginning. Evan Rowe, ordinary human grandson of Salith, stood at the threshold of wonders, ready to prove that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their weapons or their numbers. It was their unshakable belief that tomorrow could always be better than today.